Okay, this is our science from yesterday. This was all we got put in, and we cut the bottom half off to be the Dutch door so we could use the page behind it. We're going to add to this page. So yesterday we learned King Henry died because of dirty chocolate milk. Kilo, hecto, deca, our base unit, deci, centa, milla. If there's anything on this page that you do not have down at this point, you may pause this video and get yourself caught up from yesterday. Okay, what we're going to do is over here, we're going to tell what we multiply by. Now, when we go from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, we're going to multiply. Okay, we do that because in 4th grade, all we have to know how to do is multiply. In 5th grade, you will learn how to go from a smaller unit up to a bigger unit, and to do that, everything over here is the same, but you divide. Okay, we are going to go from bigger to smaller, which means we are multiplying. Now, kilo means 1,000. Which means when I go to convert something from kilometers to a base unit, I'm going to multiply by 1,000. If I'm going from my hectometer to my meter as my base unit, I'm going to multiply by 100. If I'm going from a decagram to a gram as my base unit, I'm going to multiply by 10. Of course, my base unit is always times 1. It's always going to give me what I start with. This one is times 10 because it's 1/10. This one is times 100. So if I'm going from my base unit to a centa unit, I'm going to multiply by 100 because that's going to take more of these to give me my base unit. And I want a bigger number than what I started with. That's because this is in the hundredths place. 100, hundredth. 1,000th, I'm going to multiply by 1,000. So take a moment to make sure that this stuff is written in your notebook as well. Once you have that done, you can pause if you need to, then unpause and flip to the next page. Okay, you'll need 2 different colors. I'm going to use my red and black from this page. So red and black. We're going to fill in some T-charts. There is a name for these charts, and right now the name of these charts eludes me. I cannot think of it to save my life. So we're going to call them T-charts because that's basically what they are. We're going to do one for kilometers, one for grams, and one for decaliters. Meters, grams, and liters are our 3 units for weight, length, and capacity in the metric system. And we learned that backwards in our notebook on the page where we did the stair steps. So in this chart, I want to go from kilometers, big K, little m, to meters, just a little m. So I'm going to make my T-chart. I'm going to have 5 down the side, and I want to know how many meters I'm going to have if I have 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, and so on to 5. So at this point, I'm going to switch to my other color so that it's obvious what I've done. So we need to ask ourselves first, how many meters are in a kilometer? Well, if I go back here, it's going to take me 1,000 of whatever my base unit is to equal a kilometer. When I'm going from a kilometer to my base unit, I multiply by 1,000. So there are 1,000 1,000 over here. So I'm going to multiply 1 times 1,000, and that's going to give me, if I have 1 kilometer, I have 1,000 meters. So then over here, I'm going to multiply 2 times 1,000, and that's going to give me 2,000. Take a moment, go ahead and finish filling in this chart, pause the video, fill in these last 3, and then push play and check your answers. If I have 3 kilometers, I'm going to have 3,000 meters. 4 kilometers, I have 4,000 meters. And 5 kilometers, I have 5,000 meters. So each time I am multiplying what I started with in kilometers times 1,000. Do the same thing every time that I work with kilometers to meters. So meters measures weight or length in metric unit. Let's look at weight in the metric unit. So this time I'm going to start with my base unit. I'm going to start with grams, which is a little g. And I want to go to, let's go to centigrams, which is a little c, little g. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a moment and get that chart down before we start with our other color. Okay, we have to ask ourselves, how many centigrams are going to give me 1 gram? Well, if I flip back over here, centa means 1/100th. I multiply by 100 to get back up to my base unit. I'm going to move 2 spots to get back to my base unit. So there are 100 centigrams in every gram. So I'm multiplying by 100. Excuse me. 1 times 100 gives me 100. Here I have 2 times 100 to give me 200. 3 times 100 to give me 300. Take a moment and finish filling this in. Pause the video, and when you finish, you may unpause and check your answers. So for 4 grams, it's going to take me 400 centigrams, and I do 4 times 100. For 5 grams, it would take me 500 centigrams to make those 5 grams, and I do 5 times 100. So notice I'm always multiplying by 100 in this chart, and my numbers go up by 100 each time. The metric system works on the multiples of 10. 10, 100, 1,000. My last chart we're going to do, we've done something in length, we've done something in weight. Now let's do something in capacity, or how much liquid an object will hold. We're going to go from decaliters, which is bigger than my base unit. So I'm going to use a big D, big L, and I want to go to liters, which is a big L. I don't use the little l because the little l looks like a 1, and that confuses people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish that out. Go ahead and take a moment to get this put in your notebook before we switch to the other color and do our math. First, I have to ask myself, how many liters will it take me to get to 1 deciliter? Liter is my base unit. It takes me 10 of my base unit to get to a deca unit. So we have 10. So what do you think I'm multiplying by in this chart? If you said 10, you're correct. I'm going to do 1 times 10. If I have 1 deciliter, it's going to take me 10 liters to fill that deciliter. Over here, if I have 2 deciliters, 2 times 10, it's going to take me 20 liters to fill that those 2 deciliters. If I have 3 deciliters, 3 times 10, it will take me 30 liters to fill that deciliter. Go ahead and finish the chart, pause the video to do so, and then replay it to check your answer. 4 times 10, 40 liters are required to fill the 4 deciliters. 5 times 10, 50 liters are required to fill 5 deciliters. So for the metric system, all you have to do is determine what jump are you making from your kilo to your base is 1,000. You multiply by 1,000. From your hecto to your base is 100. You multiply by 100. From deca to your base is 10. Multiply by 10. If I'm going from my base unit to a deci unit, it's a tenth, so I multiply by 10. My deci unit is smaller than my base, so it takes more of these to fill this up. If I'm going from my base unit to my centa unit, it's 100th. I multiply by 100. And if I'm going from my base unit to a milli unit, it means 1,000th. I multiply by 1,000. You're now ready to do your assignment. It will be out of your big math book. You can get the assignment from Google Classroom.